And you said a minute ago this is like 10 or 15 different chairs all put together?
Yes, yes. I can go over part by part and kind of explain. The basic chair I had seen before because I make several trips to United Cerebral Palsy just about every week, bringing in equipment and helping to fix things. And I had seen one in their, they have a pile of wheelchairs that are needing so much work they keep them for parts or to determine whether or not they actually can be used. They just kind of hang on to the hardware. And this one was in the pile. It's a 18 wide quickie recliner, and the recliner is designed for someone that needs a lot of rehab. The recliner has a lot of heavy hardware on it to be able to recline the back easily, and the seating system that was on it was built for a special purpose for someone. So I basically had to remove the seating system and take it down to the frame. Knowing that I had a good frame to start with, I then looked for a seat and a back sling that would fit this like a conventional chair to make it more collapsible. And at that point, it wasn't collapsible; it was all fixed. So what I did then, I selected a nylon seat and back. The seat and back were taken from, there's some new parts that were surplus that would normally have gone onto a powered wheelchair. So they were good and heavy duty and yet lightweight. And they, the back is a little bit wider than what goes on the chair, but it also relaxes the position a little bit so that it can fit back into the bag. So it's actually, it becomes more comfortable. Then I took all of the back canes off of the wheelchair with the reclining mechanism and threw them away. And I selected a couple of back canes that are made for a rehab chair that are extra tall height. These are came from a different type of chair. These give Mo the height that he needs for his height, and yet they also allow us to put in structure that can be pushed. And so I selected a hardware from another wheelchair system that's on the back here. This was all custom built into the handles so that someone that's jogging behind can push the chair. And this is not a feature that's not normally found on any of the wheelchairs. I just simply saw that this needed to be added for structural strength and to make it easier for the person behind them. If they had tried to push with just the push handles, it would have been ergonomically difficult. It would have been painful for someone to be pushing them, and this makes it easier on the person pushing. And it also adds strength to the chair. It keeps it from flexing around.
Right.
And then the arms that I chose, these are mechanisms that just bolt in to any kind of a frame. It's a quickie release arms that I had in storage. They came from a different type of chair, but I knew he needed something to rest his arms on and to support him. And these are not only easily adjustable, easily removable and adjustable. They can fit just about any application or any person. And so I thought this would be the best kind of hardware. These were relatively easy to install. Then on the leg rests, the leg rests come from a different chair altogether. There were some surplus that I had that I threw together. They're standard on some of the quickie chairs. I knew these would be the most suitable leg rests. They're a lightweight nylon foot plate, again, a little easier to push, a little less weight, and yet they had, I put the heel loops on here so that he could keep his feet in place and still give him the reach that he needs for his long legs. Those are easily removable.
Gotta love Velcro, huh?
Oh, Velcro's a lifesaver in the wheelchairs. And of course, when the wheelchair is packed up, you want things that are removable so you can get it in and out of your car easily and quickly. Here I added a positioning device that you don't normally see on most wheelchairs, unless it's really required for someone for pressure relief. And this is a calf pad that Velcros in. In most cases where they're bouncing up and down the road, I thought it might be best to have a suitable relief behind his legs, so that if his feet slipped off of the pedals, it would keep his legs in place and actually be more comfortable knowing that it's back here supporting him. And this really doesn't belong on any chair in particular. This is just one of those optional devices that you get for rehab. Then on the front, it had a smaller caster wheel on the standard recliner, and I changed this to a larger wheel that makes it roll easier in gravel and obstacles. And then the same thing I did on the back. The back had a plastic mag wheel that was kind of heavy and suitable for a recliner, but not for someone that's trying to get up any speed. So I put in modified the axles a little bit and put in a spoked wheel, and used a large air tire so that again they can get over gravel and obstacles and yet be lightweight to push. And that's
wheel, been the big challenge, right? Is having something that's durable enough for that distance in the rough terrain, but not so heavy that it's a problem to push. And just finding a wheelchair out of a catalog that will do that is actually rather difficult, because they're in most cases, well, in almost every case, they're not trying to find a market for a chair that someone can be pushed through a marathon. And so that is kind of a niche market, isn't it?
If he were about 100 pounds smaller and 6 inches shorter, a conventional wheelchair might have been suitable, or might have been usable. So it's such a small percentage of the people that fit this category that aren't pushing themselves in the wheelchair, that nobody's going to create something for that niche, and so you have to be a little more creative.